I've got a bunch of important updates about the 4th of July in DC in 2021. Hello, my name is Rob. I'm a tour guide and the founder of TripHacks DC Tours. On this channel, I share my best tips, tricks, and hacks for exploring Washington, DC. And over at triphacksdc.com, you'll find info about tours and more. I know a lot of you are planning to travel here for the long 4th of July weekend, and I expect it will be the busiest weekend in Washington, DC since 2019. I've got some important information about the parade, concert, fireworks, and other things happening around town. And I'm curious, are you coming to Washington, DC for Independence Day? Still on the fence about it? Or doing something else? Whatever your plans are, leave me a comment down there and let me know. With that said, let's get started. Okay, let's start with the National Independence Day Parade on Constitution Avenue. The National Park Service announced back in April that this year's parade is canceled. In a press release, they said, the National Park Service and our partner, Diversified Events, who puts on the National Independence Day Parade with us every year, have come to the reluctant but necessary conclusion that we'll have to cancel this year's parade. The reason, they say, is because folks who participate in the parade just haven't been able to prepare this year. Some of the marching bands and drill teams practice for 8 to 18 months prior to the parade. And because of COVID, they just couldn't. In that release, the Park Service said, unfortunately, without the military bands and drill teams and the other youth organizations that are the backbone of the parade, we've decided to cancel this year's parade and focus on next year's already. So with any luck, the parade will be back for 2022. Okay, next, let's go to the Capitol 4th concert. A Capitol 4th is the name of the concert that typically happens live on the west lawn of the US Capitol, both before and during the fireworks show, and is broadcast live nationwide on PBS. Now, according to the PBS website, planning has been underway for many months for a Capitol 4th to be a pre-recorded show due to the pandemic with a live fireworks presentation, in lieu of the traditional live concert on the west lawn of the US Capitol. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty disappointing. But also, given all that's happened over the past year, not that surprising. Okay, so let's get some good news finally, and turn to the big event that most people care about, the National Mall Fireworks Show. The big news is that this week, the National Park Service finally announced that this year's show would happen on July 4th at 9:09 p.m. The fireworks will be launched from the sides of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, which on the map I assume will be roughly here and here. I asked the National Park Service if they have an updated map of the security perimeter and access points, and they tweeted me saying, additional details for attending the July 4th fireworks display, including access points along the National Mall, prohibited items, and road closures, will be released and posted later this month. So unfortunately, I don't have those specifics today. We'll have to keep an eye out later this month when they're announced. And I'm thinking about heading out to the National Mall on July 4th to do a live stream and see what's going on. So if you think I should, and you're interested in joining me for that, leave a comment down there and let me know. Okay, so with 2 out of the 3 big events not happening this year, I wanted to tell you about some lesser known things that you could check out if you're interested. In the before times, when the tourists headed downtown to Constitution Avenue for the National Parade, locals went to one of a few neighborhood parades. The 2 best known local parades are on 8th Street in Capitol Hill, near the Marine Barracks, and on MacArthur Boulevard in the Palisades neighborhood. These are both pretty informal parades. You can expect Little League teams, Girl Scout troops, and just regular people from the neighborhood marching in the parade. But in the absence of the big national parade, it might be worth checking one of these out this year. One of my personal favorite things to do is get tickets to the Washington Nationals game. The Nationals play at home every year on Independence Day, and they move up first pitch to 11 a.m., which means you can wake up early, take in the whole game, and still have plenty of time for a cookout or whatever else you want to do. This year, the Nationals are playing the Dodgers, and capacity is back up to 100%. So I don't think you should have any trouble getting a ticket if you want to go. If you're willing to travel a bit, you can go to An American Celebration at Mount Vernon. This is a ticketed event and not free, but your ticket gets you access to the Mount Vernon grounds, exhibits, and special Independence Day programming. If you want to get out on the water, you can make a reservation at one of the boathouses for a kayak or a canoe. Or if you've got money to burn, there are some all-inclusive river cruises that include food, open bar, and undoubtedly a spectacular view of the fireworks. Depending on the boat, I would probably expect to pay at least a few hundred, if not more than $1,000 per ticket. And I've got one more bonus thing to tell everyone who stuck around with me all the way to the end of the video. The Washington Nationals are having post-game fireworks on July 3rd. You can certainly buy a ticket to the game and enjoy the fireworks from inside the ballpark, but you don't have to. In my live stream last week, I gave a hot tip about where you can stand and watch the fireworks for free. And if you missed it, don't worry, you can watch the replay, which I will put a link to down in the description. And hey, if you made it this far, then I highly recommend another Trip Hacks DC video, so go ahead and click or tap right over here to watch the next one. And if you're coming to DC and interested in signing up for one of those Trip Hacks DC guided tours, you can click or tap on the Capitol Dome on the left side of my head. That'll send you right over to triphacksdc.com, where you can see all of the tours that we offer. Enjoy your trip!